Right, good morning from day 10 of our, Arcadia Northern Lights cruise. Just a very brief update today because there was another day at sea. Yesterday was an awful lot of days at sea on this itinerary, and it was another chill day.
It was it was a very lazy day for us, wasn't it?
Very lazy day. Very lazy day. In the morning, I read some book, watched some TV shows that we downloaded before we came.
Went into the Spinnaker bar and read a book, didn't we?
Yeah, that's a nice place.
And
the Spinnaker
had a hot chocolate.
Had a hot chocolate. The Spinnaker bar team are really friendly and helpful and chatty and stuff, so that's quite nice as well. And of course, it was Saturday yesterday, so it was a day of sport. So there was football on. Rugby World Cup last night, so that was me sorted, but not for Mrs. C.
No, I went and I watched one of the shows, and it was called On the Horizon, and I enjoyed that. They did some James Bond dancing and singing and that, which I enjoyed.
You said they had a live orchestra as well, didn't you?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
which was well, I didn't go, but you said that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, so say lots of sea days. We've got another one today. Also, rest ready for the gym. We're going to try and work off some of the thousands of calories of food
we may swim
as
well, mightn't we? Yeah.
And that's been quite a nice thing actually. It's not what we normally do. We normally have very port intensive trips, but this one has been a very port light trip. But what it has meant is that we've had plenty of time to relax, chill, sleep, all that kind of stuff. And eat, of course. Yeah, that's the downside of it. Okay, right, so briefest update today, and tomorrow we are in Haugesund tomorrow? Haugesund, well, forgive my pronunciation. So looking forward to that. Okay, catch you tomorrow. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. So good morning from a very sunny, very sunny Haugesund in Norway, and we're on day 11 of our Northern Lights cruise on P&O Arcadia, and coming to the end now. And yesterday was yet another day at sea, but it was a very busy day at sea. We got plenty.
We did lots, yeah. That was good.
They've generally been really lazy, haven't they, days at sea? There's not much to do, but we managed to rack up 20,000 steps yesterday, and I'm thinking, how?
Well, we went to the gym, didn't we?
We went to the gym. That was a good few steps, wasn't it?
We did the gym, yeah, which was good. You did swimming.
Did some swimming. Yeah, I did some swimming and jacuzzi and also hot sauna and all that, which was lovely because it is quite nice actually because the pool's heated on Arcadia, so that was nice. We did a bit of leisurely stuff, didn't we? Watch some TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, we did that. We went to the Spinnaker bar again, which was nice. We love that. Yeah. Sitting there by the window, doing a reading or looking at your movies and looking out at the sea. Yeah, lovely.
So that was good. There was a football on yesterday because it was Saturday, so it was good to spend some time in the Rising Sun bar and watch some of the Premier League football. That's one thing about P&O I like, is that you get Premier League football, and also it's an excuse for you to go and see some shows and stuff as well.
Yeah, I went to see the show, which was really good.
You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it was called Applause.
Yeah,
it was called Applause. That was really good, and I enjoyed that.
And generally, you think in the headliner theatre group on this particular P&O cruise is better than what we've seen previously with P&O, yeah? So
they're really good. Yeah, I think the first night we saw it, they had a few technical issues with the sound and things, but they've obviously got overcome that, and it's really good.
So in this area, maybe P&O have up the game, which is good to be able to say that.
Silent disco.
There was a silent disco last night.
Don't forget the silent disco. Yeah. I love that. I love a silent disco. It's so much fun.
So that was fun late last night, and we were supposed to get treated to the Northern Lights last night. All the apps were going off saying Aurora alerts, and we had a really clear sky as well. But I think we were a bit too far south. Yeah. And when looking off the aft of the ship, you could look through the camera, you could see that they were there in the distance. So they're probably just a bit too far north for us last night.
Yeah.
Which was a shame. But so Haugesund today, it's our final port stop, and we're heading back into Storm Kieran, I think. We left in Storm Babette and we're going home in Storm Kieran.
Oh no!
So hopefully it's not as bad a crossing as on the way up tomorrow. But we've a nice trip to Haugesund today. We've been to a Viking village, but we'll tell you all about that tomorrow. And after we've explored what the rest of what Haugesund has to offer. We've been there before, so we know this is a great place. All right?
Yeah, that'd be good. No, I think that's it.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Good morning. Morning. It's our final day on our Northern Lights cruise on P&O Arcadia, and yesterday we were in a beautifully sunny Haugesund. It was our final port stop, and it was really nice weather, wasn't it?
Gorgeous. It was gorgeous weather. We were so lucky,
and it was quite warm compared to where we've been previously as well. We didn't need all our thermals and layers and stuff yesterday. It was actually quite
hot, didn't it?
Yeah, it was quite nice. Unusually for this trip, we had booked a P&O booked excursion. We went to the historic village of Avaldsnes and the Viking Village that is there, which that
was really, really lovely. That wasn't it?
Was very interesting. Avaldsnes was like the local regional capital. Haugesund itself is where King Harald Fairhair won his final battle and became the king of a unified Norway, and that's marked in the town by the Harald Haugen monument, which is at the other end of the town to where we were. But we'd been there previously, so we didn't need to go and see that. But it is worth seeing if you've not seen it before. It's a beautiful monument. So we took the cruise ship excursion to Avaldsnes, which is where Harald Fairhair had his palace and his court, and pretty much ruled the area whilst he was king there. And there was a great museum there, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was very interactive. We had, you went around different places there and pressed the button and it was all in English for you. It's really informative. Lots of interesting things there. Yeah,
lots of information about Norway's history and the history of the Vikings, but also some details of the excavations at that site and some of the finds that they've had, and there were some fantastic exhibits there. But I have to say, as a location, wow, it was beautiful. It was very serene, wasn't it?
Oh, it was lovely. Yeah. Really nice.
A really nice place to explore, and it ended up with a visit to St. Olaf's Church, which is understood to be the first Christian church in the whole of Norway. And that was quite a thing to do and visit. And has some fantastic acoustics in it as well, didn't it?
Yeah, we got a nice video of the lady singing in Norwegian, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a really nice.
She was all dressed up in the Norwegian costume. That was very nice. And we forgot to tell you that when we went to the Viking farm, that was all set out. It was they opened it up especially for us. Mm-hmm. And they had it all set up. They had a fire in the middle with furs on the chairs and the beds and things like that, and all set out as if it would have been back in the day with the Vikings. So
and you channeled your inner Lagertha while you were there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
you couldn't resist that, could you?
I've got some Norwegian in my blood anyway.
Oh, there you go. Well, you certainly could tell that by the way that you were embracing the Viking village there. But so that was a really nice excursion. Actually, it was only a couple of hours. One of the downsides about yesterday, although the sun was out and the Viking village was lovely and the church was lovely, the amount of time we had in port yesterday was very short. And there haven't been many port stops on this cruise anyway.
No.
We had to be back on board by 3:30. And
it was very rushed, wasn't it?
It was very rushed, very rushed. They did drop us back in the town after the excursion, which was nice.
That helped, yeah.
And we've been to Haugesund before, so we knew it was a great place to shop, and there was interesting bars down on the waterside, and that waterside area is absolutely gorgeous.
It's lovely, but there was only one bar open.
There was only one bar open.
Yeah. So everyone from the ship, or a lot of people from the ship, were in there, we could see.
And there's loads and loads of bars and restaurants, and there's stacks and stacks to do down there, but they don't open till 6 in the evening, and that we were sailing away at 3:30 in the afternoon meant that we missed out on all that. So that was a bit of a downside. But Haugesund is a lovely, lovely city, isn't it? It's really nice, and a lot of cruise ships stop there. It's a regular for cruise ship stops, but I don't think you run out of things to do there. There's plenty to do, plenty to see, and I'd happily go back any time. But that was nice. Back on the ship, it was a fairly chill night last night, although we did do a bit of exercise. We did some promenade deck walking, did a couple of miles.
2 miles, didn't we?
2 miles on the promenade deck last night.
Yeah, dodging all the, they're washing the decks down, so we had to keep dodging that, didn't we?
that was fun. There was a lovely moon out last night as well.
Beautiful.
The lights didn't come out last night, despite all the phone alerts and everything going off. We couldn't see
anything. We're a bit too far, weren't we?
We were definitely too far south last night. So interesting, we're heading for home now. And the captain came on the tannoy last night saying, look, because of Storm Kieran, he's going to try and make a dash for Southampton a little quicker than he was planning to get us into Southampton before the worst of Storm Kieran hits the English Channel. We certainly don't
get caught in that, do we?
Given what we experienced with Storm Babette on the way out, we definitely don't want to repeat of that, because that was pretty lively. But so that was yesterday in Haugesund. So today is Halloween, and we're in the Globe bar right now doing
this. They do live music in here, don't they? And it's a bit of a dance floor and things like that. They've got a party in here later on, so I think we'll join in, see what our costume is.
Okay. And then tomorrow morning we're back early doors in Southampton, disembarking right crack of dawn in the morning.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. And then we'll give you our final update on how today goes and our overall thoughts on whether we had a great cruise when we get back home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks
and
again.
don't forget, press like and subscribe.
Well, thank you very much for saying that. Thanks for that. All right, we'll speak to you tomorrow. Cheers, bye.
Bye.
So, hello from home. Hello from home, yeah. And so we've now finished our Northern Lights cruise on P&O Arcadia. And the final day was Halloween. And we were all excited for that because we were told there was going to be a bit of fancy dress going on. But we're also trying to escape Storm Kieran, weren't we, at the same time? So the captain basically said he's going to try and accelerate the return to Southampton to try and avoid the worst of the storm.
And didn't he accelerate it?
He certainly did.
Was,
yeah. We sped across the North Sea at some pace, but the weather wasn't too bad, was it?
No, that was fine.
And it was generally a bit of a lazy day, wasn't it, really?
It was, yeah. We got some reading done, didn't we?
A bit more reading,
Yeah.
a bit more promenade deck walking, and of course all the excitement was building for the Halloween party in the evening. But we noticed one of the things that we were a bit disappointed was the dress code announcement was a bit strange, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was basically saying that if you wanted to go into the restaurants in the evening, that you weren't allowed to wear your fancy dress in there, and it had to stick to the normal dress code, which sounds a bit stupid, really, because why would you want to be dressed up and then go and put your, get it all off and put your glad rags on and then get changed up again? It's a bit ridiculous, really.
We were, of course, pleased to see a lot of passengers sticking two fingers up to that and then forming an orderly queue dressed as Phantom of the Opera, Headless Horsemen, vampires, witches,
stuff,
which was great to see, and I do wish P&O would lose this obsession with the dress code because I think it just kills a lot of the fun of the cruise. But hey ho, anyway, so that was that, and there was a meal in the evening, and then there was a show as well, wasn't it? It was a really good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it Mr. Tickerton's Clockwork Circus, wasn't it? Yeah.
And even I liked it, which says something.
It was really good. They had some sort of a girl on a hoop up sort of did like aerial
trapeze
display.
type work, didn't she? Yeah, it was very good.
It was really good.
Very good, and they made full use of the sets, didn't they? And everything was going. Yeah, it was a good show, and I think that's generally been a pleasing thing about this cruise is to see that P&O have really upped their game on the
the shows were really good.
So that was that. One of the other strange things about yesterday was obviously the disembarkation information that came through, and P&O were basically asking us to stick all our cases outside our cabin door at 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
which is really early as well. Other cruises we've been on, when we've had to put the cases out, it's usually by the time you go to bed, isn't it?
Yeah, and of course there was a Halloween party that evening as well, so unless people were expecting to travel home dressed in their Halloween outfits, was a strange thing. That said, the self-service disembarkation arrangements did work really well.
Because that's what we decided to do, because we thought we're not putting our cases out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, so we did it. It was really easy as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had no desire to go travelling on British Rail dressed as I was at the Halloween party. I think it would have been a little bit disconcerting for a few.
Scary,
so we opted for the self-service disembarkation, which worked really well the following day, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Really well. So, but the Halloween party, there was a Halloween party in the Globe, and lots of drinking, lots of dancing, doing the time warp, and that was good fun, wasn't it?
They're all dressed up, and it was good. A lot of people did dress up as well.
Yeah, it was good to see.
Yeah,
it's good
a lot of people took part, and.
So as you said, the following day then, today, we've got off the ship and disembarked really, really quickly and easily, and it's been.
We thought we were going to have to queue up and stuff at some point, but we didn't really. We just went straight through. Really, the worst part was getting the lift to go down with the cases, wasn't it?
They've had a few problems with the lifts over the course of the cruise, and they hadn't got them fixed by the time of the disembarkation. So there were lots of queues for the lifts, but lots of people opting for that self-service disembarkation. But it was pretty painless, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So train home, and then that's it. Cruise done. J314 done, and Northern Lights.
Tick.
Yay! Okay, so thanks for joining us on this journey together. Please stay on just for a little bit longer, and we'll give you our thoughts of what we thought of the cruise overall. So, hello again.
Hello.
So it's time we've got a decent cup of tea now. God, that's one thing I do miss. I love to travel, but I do miss a decent brew.
Yeah.
So
the
time
tea
to,
bags aren't great there, are they?
we're not doing that bit yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's time to, I think, reflect on what's been an amazing trip on the P&O Arcadia up to see the Northern Lights. And we just thought we'd have a bit of reflect on the things we liked, the things we didn't like, and just put it into some kind of overall perspective, really. So in terms of the cruise and what we liked about the cruise, what were the things that you specifically liked?
Well, it was called a Northern Light cruise, so you know that's what we've gone for is the Northern Lights, and we got to see the Northern Lights. You know, tick off our bucket list, and we actually got to see them 4 times.
Yeah, we were really lucky, weren't we? I mean, sometimes we had to get up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But what was good is if you kept Channel 24 open on your telly in your room, if the officer of the watch or the captain saw the lights in the middle of the night, they'd stick an announcement over, and then it was a case of quick, get up, get close. That was really good that they did that for us. So that was good.
You know, because then you get because that's what you've gone for. So
and it meant we got some really good shots of the lights and got to see the lights with the naked eye and all that. It was really good.
You were helping people with their cameras, weren't you?
And some people that are paid to go on excursions, like in Narvik and Tromsø, they did the bus tours and things. I didn't get to see them at all, did they?
No, you paid all that money to go on an excursion. You don't get to see them, and then we just get to see them off the ship.
So lights is a definite plus. What else did you like?
I like the shows were really good. Like when we did the P&O before, the shows weren't to this standard. I thought the standard was very good.
Yes, we did Azura back in March, May, April I think it was, wasn't it? April this year, and the entertainment this time was a notch above what we had on Azura earlier on in the year.
Good.
And even I liked some of them, which says something. So you know, that's really nice to be able to say that, wasn't it? Yeah. And you were going to give a shout out to the staff as well, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially the Spinnaker Bar people. They were really good. They were really good there. They made it real fun, didn't they? Yeah.
Again, back on Azura, I mean, my comment was that the staff seemed overworked, very stressed, less happy.
These were overworked. But they were happy.
They were happy.
Yeah, they were happy, and they just made it a laugh, didn't they? We could have a laugh with them.
They did. I mean, a big shout out to Francis, our cabin steward, who was hilarious fun.
Yeah.
And the guys in the Spinnaker Bar, as, you know, we already mentioned Carlo and Riminar, and in fact, the whole team down there were just absolute giggles all the way through. So that was good. Yeah. I like the fact that even though you're away on a cruise, you can still catch up with your sport. I do like my football, my rugby and stuff like that, and that's something that P&O do really well. So it was nice if I didn't want to go to a show or something or an activity, I could sneak down the pub, the Rising Sun pub, and there were like-minded people down there all watching the football and checking the results, and it was nice to have those chats and conversations with fellow passengers as well. I also really like the fact that on Arcadia, both the pools there were heated pools, which means even though you're up in the Arctic Circle, you could take a swim.
Still go in them. Yeah, that was
even
really good.
Even the outside pool was heated, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
that was really good. So,
and they were nice. They were nice pools. They were quite all right size as well, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah. So loads of real positives. On the downsides, anything you want to raise on the downsides?
Well, on the downside, I'd say not having enough seating, especially in the buffet area, in the bars. There was lots of things, and sometimes the service was very slow the Crow's Nest. Was
the
it
Crow's Nest bar? Crow's Nest was the problem.
That had a really.
I mean, that seating issue was a problem all through the cruise, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if there was a popular activity, you know, like bingo or a quiz or something like that, we often had to sit on the floor in the bar.
Well, we did all the time, didn't we? I don't think we got a seat at all.
We didn't get a seat at all for those. And then, you know, when we want to go for a buffet, if you don't fancy sitting in the main dining room, the main dining room queues were vast and long in any case, and you think, I just want a small bite, I don't want a big 3-course meal, just want a tray of food or whatever. Then the buffet was, the seating in the buffet was completely inadequate, wasn't it? And
I think it's really bad, especially in places like the bar and things like that. Like you said, we had to sit on the floor a couple of times, and it was really bad because there's a lot of people that have got disabilities that are on there, and you don't want to see someone with a disability or someone with an elderly person sitting on the floor, really, because it's not the right thing, really, is it?
That was quite poor, really. But anything else you want to raise on the downsides?
One thing in the buffet, again, bringing up the buffet, was that they had the first part of the week, the first week, they, on the dispensers for the juices and that in the morning, they only had one working. So there was queues every time. There were queues for like to get your juice and things in the morning. They did have two, and the second one only had water. But the sort of towards the end of the second,
towards the end of the cruise, didn't they?
Second week sort of thing.
And towards the end of the second week,
and then it sort of went to. Then they put it on.
Yeah.
So why didn't they put that on at the beginning?
Maybe they'd had some feedback from the passengers that the buffet really wasn't, and the buffet really wasn't working well.
No, and I think they do that because they want most people to go into the main dining, but most people don't want to do the main dining. They want to go and just pick what they want.
I think there's a mix and match. Some do, some don't. It depends whether you want to do the full 3-course meal thing for every day for nearly 2 weeks.
Well, you don't want to do it every day.
It's nice to do it some days, and it's nice to go speciality dining some days, but sometimes you think, oh, I'm actually stuffed. I literally just want a small meal.
Want a buffet and just pick what you want.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, you were also quite critical of the food this time around as well, weren't you?
The food had really gone downhill, hadn't it? It's really gone downhill compared to last time.
I think the speciality dining aside, because that was good.
Yeah, it was good.
The food and the quality and the selection in the buffet and the main dining room.
At the end, I found that there was nothing I fancied really. Really think,
it wasn't just the buffet. There was the main dining room as well. The quality just wasn't there, and much poorer than we had on Azura earlier on in the year. So I was quite surprised that there had been that kind of entertainment's gone up, food's gone down, which I was quite surprised at. Food's a big part of any cruise holiday, isn't it?
We still had enough. We ate every day. We had enough, more than enough, to be fair.
But okay, so on my side, one of the big bugbears was the fact that there wasn't a lot of port stops on this cruise in any case. And when we were sold this cruise by our travel agent, we were sort of led to believe there would be either 2 days or a day and a half in each of the 2 stops, Tromsø and Narvik. But actually, as it turned out, there was actually only 1 day in each, which made...
Which is a shame, isn't it? Because we could, especially in Tromsø, we could have definitely filled 2 days, couldn't we? Yeah,
exactly. And that was a real shame, really, from our perspective. As I say, it really did sort of like... Well, it's a lot of time on the ship. Yeah. But that aside, I think we have to remember that we've paid £75 per person per night for this. So overall, it's great value for money. Cheaper than a Premier Inn, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Overall thoughts?
It was
a good trip.
It was a good trip. Yeah, I'm glad we did it because obviously we got to see the places that we'd like to have seen. We got to see the Northern Lights. Tromsø is definitely a place I would go back to. I really loved that day. That was my favourite day there.
Yeah, so we did overall, despite the grumpiness, we actually had a really great holiday.
We weren't grumpy.
Yeah, but so looking forward to more adventures in 2024, and hopefully you'll join us for those.
Yay!
Thanks very much. Take care.
Bye.
Supporting our channel helps us make more content like this, and the easiest way to do that is to hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks very much.